Hello, my name is Cillian, bringing you part 2 of my Gragas guide. In this video I'll go more into details how you roam as Gragas, as well as how to use the ultimate in different ways. This is a more advanced guide and I recommend you go watch my first video if you aren't that experienced with Gragas. First up, I'll be talking about how you roam on a Gragas and things you have to consider when roaming on a Gragas. Gragas is insanely good at roaming. His E gives him the mobility he needs, and his ultimate gives him a chance to knock back the enemy in case he flashes. One of the most important things you should be considering when you're roaming is the enemy jungler and your mid laner position. You'll need this since your roam might end up backfiring if the jungler and mid laner suddenly ambush you. This can't happen, and to prevent this you'll have to place some wards. First up is your placement of your ping ward. Ping wards in this season is basically a 30-minute ward if placed right. There are two main locations as a mid laner to place your ward. First up is the brush across red buff camp. This spot will help you with two things. Firstly, it will tell you if the enemy jungler is roaming into a jungle, but it'll also help you if your mid laner is roaming to a pushed bot lane or top lane depending on your side. I place my ping ward here 90% of the time. My second spot is the brush close to Baron or Drake depending on your side. I place my ping ward here if either the top lane or bot lane is losing big time, and I'll know I'll have to help them. By placing my ping ward here, I'll be able to see if the enemy mid laner will follow me. This is important because roaming to a lost lane is really dangerous. You'll not be able to win a 2v2 or 3v3, and you'll have to win by outnumbering them. So in this clip I'm gonna show you how you can use the knowledge I just gave you to get an easy kill. Lee Sin has just been seen bot lane, so I know he won't be able to come if I roam top, while I push mid, so my fizz will be busy clearing out it. I tell Tryndamere to start fight. He gets low but has his ultimate to survive. I come into the lane, use a barrel and finish up the kill. It's always important to push a lane if you're gonna roam, since your roam might backfiring if the enemy mid laner will go in and take a tower. So next up I'm gonna talk about how you can use your ultimate on a Gragas. There's two ways. One is finishing up one from the enemy team, and the other is knocking the enemy AD carry or AP carry or another important focus into your team so you can finish them up instantly. So first up is using your ultimate to kill an important enemy. There's a few things that should go through your head when you decide to do this. Firstly, it is important to know the exact damage of your ultimate, since you might end up knocking the enemy away instead of killing him. The result can be a lost kill and a wasted ultimate. Secondly, you have to look at your surroundings. Are there anyone of the enemy team that would be saved if you decide to use your ultimate? In case it is, you shouldn't use your ultimate. The reason you can use your ultimate to execute people is because how fast your ultimate land. It's way faster than your Q and has a way bigger explosion. Here's a demonstration. I start out by landing a Q and the wind gets pretty low. I know he has barrier up, so using your ultimate instantly won't kill him. Therefore I first ignite him, use my E to get close to him and use my ultimate. There's no chance he can get away, because a flash doesn't have enough range to get away from ultimate. The other way to use your ultimate is knocking the enemy into your team or to reposition to suit you better and to kill him fast. By using your ultimate this way, you knock one or more of the enemy to stay in a better suited position. This way is probably the ultimate you'll be looking into using the most commonly. You can knock a squishy target like AP carries or AD carries into your team to be executed instantly. You have to be careful though, this is really dangerous most of the times, since you commonly will end up as the frontliner in the team fights, and on lane you will sometimes end up going too aggressive and to get counter-ganked. One of the most important things to note here is if the enemy is able to re-engage on you, so basically if they have any kind of hard engage like Leona, or you're too far away from your team, you should at least have flash up to get away, or your team should be able to win the teamfight without you. You can also do it to reposition your enemy for gank. So here I want to give you a little demonstration of how you should be using ultimate to knock people back to suit you better. I'm against Arena and he's one level above me. I can impossibly kill him by myself, but I see my support Alistar is coming into the lane. Knock him back so Alistar can knock him even further back, and after knock him off. He have barrier and flash, so it's really hard for us to kill him, but in the end we managed to kill him and I'm suddenly back in the game. That's it for this video. I hope that these tips will help you getting better at Gragas and general roaming as a mid laner. This will wrap up my Gragas guides. I hope you learned a lot from them. In case you are interested, I'll be making more guides like these, so I hope to see you again.